Hey, it's Lee for On Your Marks Wrestling, and I'm here with an ROH review for May 15th, 2018. Again, this airs a little bit earlier in the States. We have BJ Whitmer on commentary today with Ian Rakabani, or whatever the hell it is. We start with Kelly Klein versus Madison Rayne. There's an early advantage to Madison Rayne. She's a little bit faster. Klein eventually takes advantage by getting Rayne, who's attempting to do a wheelbarrow move, and just banging her head into the mat twice. Klein hits a suplex on the outside. Rayne lands a cutter for a 2 count. She hits the raindrop for another near fall. Klein then hits a landslide, because I don't know the real word for that move, for a near fall. And then Rayne runs into a ring post, and Klein hits a knockout knee for a win. That knee needs a little bit more build-up because it doesn't look all that special. Even though it is kind of like a powerful move, it's just you need to kind of set it up somehow. It fell a little flat. Match was okay. It was a little bit sloppy, but it was fine. SoCal Uncensored mentioned the Kingdom. Christopher Daniels mentions the Kingdom stealing their belts and whatnot. But then they're focused on the Bullet Club. Kazarian says all sorts of stuff about Bullet Club, kicking him in the groin and stuff like that. And then there's an emphasis on their cohesion as a team versus how the Bullet Club is kind of fractured. Jay Lethal lists the advantages that Punishment Martinez has over him. But Lethal says that he's a legend in wrestling and he's going to beat him. They're having a match next week. Then we have the Motor City Machine Guns in the ring. They talk about possibly breaking up. And then the Dogs interrupt. They attack them. And then we start a match. There's a cool combo off of a top rope knee to a kind of knee-draped Will Ferreira. Then he gets an enziguri and then a front-facing... I said DDT. It has another move. It has another name, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's almost like a Sister Abigail kind of move, but straightforward. I can't believe I can't remember what that's called. There's an attempted dream sequence is the combination, but it's interrupted by Ferrara grabbing the foot of Alex Shelley, I believe. There's a tope con hilo by Titus, which is impressive because he's a big man. Ferrara accidentally hits Titus with a suicide dive at one point. Sabin then double cross bodies them, or hits both of them with a crossbody, I should say. Then there's a dream sequence by the Motor City Machine Guns. Then Titus hits a doggy splash, and Shelley breaks up the pin just. And then Titus is hung in the Tree of Woe. Ferrara is essentially tossed into him. It looks almost like a spinning heel kick. And the Motor City Machine Guns hit Skull and Bones and get their win. Then we get a little promo from the Young Bucks saying that they'll win their 4th ROH championship tonight. There's a quick kind of Punishment Martinez video / well, there's not much of a speech in there, but it's a preview for his match versus Legal. And then we get a upcoming stars kind of match between Facade, who's with Danny, a female valet, and he's going against Eli Isom. Facade is the Neon Ninja, and he gets cheers of Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go. Eli Isom says that he'll have people say sheesh. I think that guy needs to work on his gimmick. I'm just throwing that out there. Facade displays good flexibility even before the match starts. It's impressive. There's a really nice kind of multi-pinning sequence to start the match. There's a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker and a really nice throw by Isom. Then there's a double springboard 450 clothesline to the outside by Facade. Very impressive. And he also then walks the ropes and hits a sidekick. Then Bully Ray comes in, clotheslines Facade. He tosses Isom and Facade out of the ring. He grabs a mic and he says that he's the enforcer, that he's firing those guys. Cheeseburger comes into the ring, says that he respected Bully Ray and that he has to tell him something to his face, and he calls him a piece of shit. And it was pretty great. The crowd went nuts for that. Bully Ray, of course, chokeslammed him. And then Joe Cobb, I think is his name, comes out and says he should have known better when he hired Bully Ray, Everybody warned him about him, and then he fires Bully Ray. And then Bully Ray says, "Oh yeah, well, I'm coming out of retirement," and he pulls out the WWE Hall of Fame ring, and that's kind of the end of the segment. It's weird. I don't understand the last little bit to it. What does it matter if he's unretired? But whatever. Then we have a promo of Marty Scurll, Cody, and Hangman Page. They say they'll beat SoCal Uncensored. Scurll and Cody still are arguing about who'll face Dalton Castle. The sound on this promo was rough. I don't know if their mics were dying or something like that. It was just rough. And then we get a match between the Bucks and the Briscoes, which is a pretty big-time match for a TV taping. The match quickly breaks down with some moves on the outside, some dives, some chairs were thrown into the ring, all sorts of stuff. There's a double suicide dive by the Bucks, double super kicks on each Briscoe. There's a 450/standing moonsault by the Bucks, which is another of their classic moves. After a sharpshooter by Matt Jackson, the Briscoes hit dual submissions, including a sharpshooter and a rear choke. There's a combo cutter by the Briscoes for a near fall. Matt Jackson is doomsday deviced, but lands on his feet. He manages to super kick Mark Briscoe, but he's super kicked by Jay Briscoe, and Jay Briscoe then J-drillers him, I guess. It's an underhook pile driver, and gets a near fall. The Bucks go for their Meltzer driver, but Mark Briscoe hits Nick Jackson with a chair, which stops it from happening. Matt is double suplexed by the Briscoes onto some chairs. Mark Briscoe then hides near the entranceway, and he attacks Flip Gordon, who was coming out to help his friends, and also Hangman Page, who was coming out. Then Cody comes in for the save, but he gets eventually hit by one of the Briscoes with his belt, I believe, and then some chairs too. So that was the end of the match. It was a pretty good match all the way up to the ending. The show as a whole wasn't amazing, though I will say Facade did some things that were really impressive, and the final match is very, very solid. So I'm going to go ahead and give this, I'm going to say it was a 7.5 out of 10. The women's match was a little bit disappointing, but everything else was pretty darn good. And you know what? I'm going to go higher. I'm going to go 8 out of 10. I'm feeling generous today. All right, thanks for watching.